How do you know that the Democrats have held a primary election? When they tell you whose turn it is for you to vote for, or else. The Republicans hate republicanism, which is obvious by the fact that they're such hardcore advocates of unitary executive theory, which is nothing more than time shift monarchy, which is obviously the most corruptible form of monarchy. And the Democratic Party hates democracy. They won't ever hold their own primaries. They constantly suppress movements inside their own party. They absolutely despise democracy. But the Libertarian Party has been the worst, where it's like they've entirely lost the plot on libertarianism. Yo, Libertarian Party, the smallest minority is the individual, not billionaires. Stop advocating for authoritarianism and become the Libertarian Party. So I've been diving into social media a lot in order to do something with this campaign, and Facebook's been an absolute nightmare. Not only did they leak my data as soon after I got verified to run political ads, but also just the platform itself is absolutely terrible. It's just a terrifying, idiotic realm of slop and corporations feasting on people's insecurities. And I really hate it, and I hate social media. And I like videos, I like art, I like things like that, but I don't like exploiting people. I'm sort of against that. So if you want somebody who's against that, you can do it. So I'm just going to assume that we already know what we know, and I'm not going to infantilize anybody, because that's typically what happens whenever I see anything, especially in the corporate news. It's just all infantilized, and it's just, talking to us like we're babies. I think we already all understand that politicians are damn dirty liars, and I think that's pretty obvious to all of us. But just saying that is, well and good, and making fun of it like we do culturally, and we have done culturally for a very long time, is all well and good. But I think it's worth examining. When is the last time your party lied to you? Think about it. Write it down, handwrite it. It's good, so you can remember. When's the last time your party lied to you, and why did they do it? You ever notice that when you tell anybody the truth about anything, they giggle nervously? It's like it's the easiest way to get a laugh. Like if you say, nothing works anymore, AI ruined the internet, Google is evil, or whatever, people just giggle. And nervously, and their eyes will shift around. Do you think that's a good sign? Beat money with the No Money campaign. After already benefiting from what is easily the greatest idea in political history, that is the idea that in order to get money out of politics, we must first beat money in politics, the No Money campaign has reached a new and very significant milestone. That is a coherent plan to win this thing. Every night, starting Monday, May 25th through July 31st, from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m., I will mosey around Old Town Square in Wichita, Kansas, looking like this, or looking like this, depending on the situation. And I'll have this. And what I need you to do is come to Old Town Square and sign my petition to get on the ballot against Ron Estes. So send all of your registered to vote friends my way, because we can't beat money in politics unless we do it together. We've got to beat money with the No Money campaign. Posting things on social media has been a bit of a challenge for me, because naturally I don't feed into the machine that is driving everybody crazy, so the algorithm doesn't really like me. But also what's killing me is that I'm incapable of using euphemistic language. The only time I would use the phrase unaliving oneself would be when I was making a dark joke about somebody using AI to write an email to their friend. Facebook is such an absolute pain in the ass too, because not only did I go through all this stuff, and then it finally verify me, and then I could run political ads. I think they intentionally throttled my page right after that. I'm not sure if it was for political reasons or for the business model, because I don't believe in most of the numbers that they were giving me when I was paying for an ad to just play specifically in Wichita. I don't really believe those numbers at all that they were giving me, and I'm not too sure that a lot of those followers I got from that weren't bots. It's all just a big lie. It's just bullshit wrapped in bullshit wrapped in bullshit. And if you're against bullshit, I'm against bullshit too. So go ahead and support my campaign so I can be a representative of our grievances where it matters most. Beat money in politics. Beating money in politics means becoming impervious to the advantages that corrupted political campaigns buy. It means being able to recognize and ultimately rejecting the pervasive, insidious bullshit nefarious authoritarian spread, who spreads it for them, and remembering who those people are, and not to ever trust them and not to support them. It is an active exercise to overcome this as individuals, so that when we become better at beating politics ourselves, when we come together, we'll be an unstoppable force and make the world a better place. So beat money in politics. Roger Marshall is a senator from Kansas. Think of the odds. It's so improbable. How is it possible? Only in Florida. I may not be doing the best at this because I really don't have the best political instincts. I mean, I would never throw myself a birthday party. I'm just not the type. I'm not going to throw myself a birthday party. Not saying that you're a bad person if you have, but if I did throw myself a birthday party, I wouldn't do it by using other people's resources. It's who have nothing to do with me. It's strange behavior, but some people value it. Anyway, I'm trying to run this no money campaign to beat money in politics. So if you want to help me, come to Old Town Square and sign my petition. I like to promote handwriting whenever I can because so few of us do it anymore, and it's really important, especially when you're learning something, because if you write something down, you're forcing your brain to make it in a coherent structure, and it means that you're likely not to forget it. So if I see anything interesting, I like to write it down. For example, Ron Estes voted against... It's hard to do when you're holding a phone. The Luna Crane Amendment for the 2026 Farm Bill. And you can also get expressive with it to really kind of drive home the point. So you can write Ron Estes protects people poisoners. And I find that interesting because that's something that I would never do. One of the things that deeply annoys me about how we deal with politics is that so much of it just appears to be branding. Just these people cosplaying as people who are pretending to be a Democrat or a Republican, and it's just the icing on a cake of lies. And it is all because of the corrupting influence of money in politics, and that's why we must beat money in politics. And what must be done can only happen if you help. Handwriting is a very powerful thing, and unfortunately a lot of us are divorced from it. But if you do it, it makes you smarter. It helps you learn better. It helps you make connections in your brain. And it also can do things like beat money into politics. For example, if you go to Old Town Square and you get a pen like this, and you put your name here, you write it, your signature, and then you print your name, and then you put your address here in the city where you're registered to vote, and you date it, you can beat money in politics, which is the biggest problem there is. Why are you, as a good, smart, rational person, ever defending a political party? Haven't they disappointed you? Haven't they disappointed you many times? Haven't they sold your vote? Why are you volunteering, defending people who don't care about you and they just use you? What you should be doing is advocating for a policy, defending a policy. And if somebody says that they're going to do this policy, you need to tell them to prove it. Otherwise, nothing's going to get better. We got to hold these people to standards. Yesterday, I posted a video asking you when it is the last time your political party lied to you and why. And a few people reached out to me and expressed that they hadn't really honestly looked at the relationship with the people who they choose to represent them. So it was sort of eye-opening. But there were a few comments on the video that I wanted to respond to help us all reach a point of clarity. That is, I'm not asking you to examine your relationship with other political parties or to think about your opinion of other political parties. What I am asking you to do, because I think that you'll find it, very enlightening, is I want you to examine your relationship with your political party. Ask yourself when they lie to you. Examine when they disappoint you and why. The platform of the No Money campaign is to beat money in politics. It's to get money out of politics. And the only way that we can do that is we have to beat money in politics. And without beating money in politics, no other platforms matter. But some people ask me other questions, and we need to talk about it before they decide whether or not to sign. So if you're interested in other parts of my platform or how I'll behave as a representative, check out www.brockwichita.com. I have some platform points that come up, and if you want me to answer any questions before you decide to come out here and sign my petition, go ahead and tell me, and I'll put it on the site. We've all been really feeling depressed lately and really kind of worn out, and I think a lot of it is just the arduous nature of suspending our disbelief. Things are so obviously corrupted that our amazing efforts to continue to suspend disbelief are wearing us out, and I can see it taking a toll on everybody. Everybody's telling me they're exhausted, and I think it's because of that. And if you come down and sign my petition to beat money in politics, it's a freeing experience, because no longer do you have to suspend your disbelief. You can embrace it. You can embrace your disbelief, and to that end, we can go ahead and solve the problem. My name is Brock, and I'm willing to accept the 4th District of Kansas seat for the U.S. House, the one currently held by Ron Estes, if you'll have me. I am doing this because apparently nobody else will, and I'm doing it for a very specific reason. I have realized, as I'm sure you have too, that the reason why we can't have good public policy in American politics is because of the corrupting influence of money. So I'm running a campaign to get money out of politics, and I've realized that the only way to do that is to beat money in politics. I'm not raising money from anybody. I'm not raising money from anybody at all. And if we can get 5,000 signatures of registered voters by late July or early August, I will travel to Topeka and pay the $1,760 filing fee out of my own pocket. I'm not a rich man, but I'm willing to do that because you deserve good representation. So please help get some momentum behind this campaign, and let's beat money in politics. And 10 years ago, people weren't ready for this at all, but they're ready for it now. And it's because it's we went through another couple of handoffs in the relay of disappointment that is the Democrat and Republican parties, and we see why. It's all because of their greed. It's all because of money in politics. That's why the entire problem exists. That's why we can't have anything good. That's why everything is miserable. And now people are ready for that message, and they actually see it. And what's really sad is some people still think, well, there's going to be a blue wave coming in the midterm, and that's going to solve everything. And that's really strange to me, because it's like, haven't we learned? Didn't we just learn this? How many times do we have to learn this? That's not the problem. The Democrats are not the solution. That getting money out of politics is the solution. And I'm offering you an option to beat money in politics.